The first step to process a single user in an ACT database is to have the user checkmarked in the synchronizer. That will indicate to the synchronizer that that user has already been set up, that all the parameters have been tested, and it's ready to be processed. When ready, click on the process button. You will only have one user listed, and click process. What that will do, it will process all the users over from ACT over to Outlook. We can see here this is a first time processing, so we're writing all the events, the history, the notes, sales opportunities, and now the appointments and calendar over to Outlook. Once this is done, the synchronizer comes back and then stops. This is what we call the interactive synchronization, where user interactivity defines what you're doing. And that's it. The first synchronization at this time took somewhere around about 20 seconds for about 200 contacts. So let's just look at Outlook. Click on the folder list. That will show you all the folders. Click on the contacts, and here are the contacts. Here we have Gracie Anderson. We just open it, we can see all the synchronization, all the parameters listed here that we set out to do. So let's just make a modification to Gracie Anderson and just say, okay, let's call it 555-0987. And let's just make another one here, 555-2345, and just save it. So now what we've done is made a modification to a contact. Let's make a calendar modification as well. Let's go here and just reset the date from, instead of 2006, let's set up the date for today and just save it. So now we've made two modifications, one for the contact and one for the calendar. So back on the synchronizer, now we can just click on the process. We'll do a process users, and it will process all the users and see if any modifications have been made, and it come up with a couple of modifications. One of them is the contact was updated, and the calendar was updated, and an Outlook meeting was added, which is basically Gracie Anderson's birthday. So we just say synchronize, and that will synchronize the items back into ACT, and we're done. Quite easy, very straightforward, and interactive. So now let's assume we've made two modifications in Outlook, and we'll click on the process. The process basically will go through the modification, what needs to be changed, and it will tell us what has to be modified. So we have one contact that's been updated. So every time we do this, it will come up on the interactive mode. If we don't want this to come up and just allow the software to do the modifications automatically, we just enable the auto sync. So when you do a process user with the auto sync, all the reverse synchronization coming from Outlook and all the actions are taken over automatically. So if you click on process users, what happens, you click on view users, it's done. So it's done all the modifications to ACT that you did in Outlook without asking you whether you want to do it or not.